I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And today we're going to be talking about how a breakup affects the body. Mm-hmm. You know, years ago when I was going through my breakups, I was so overwhelmed with what was going on in my body that it is like your body feels like it's being taken over, right? You don't have control over it anymore.
Yeah.
You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't control your thoughts. My stomach was horrible. I would get sick to my stomach every day. I'd wake up in cold sweats every night. Yeah. Literally, I'd have to change my outfit 2 or 3 times a night, just boxers and t-shirt, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'd be so, like, it was just covered in, like, that sweat. You know what I mean? In the middle of the night. It was horrible. Yeah. And so I didn't understand how normal this was and how many of you are probably going through these symptoms too.
Mm-hmm. And it can be really confusing because your body is reacting in a way and you want things to be different, but it's like you just can't help it.
Yeah, I'd be eating like a little cracker and Gatorade.
I was always on those little fruit pouches.
It's a sad state of affairs.
It is, and
right?
nobody talks about it that often.
They really don't.
We talk about how breakups are sad, how they're very emotionally challenging, but we don't really talk about the physiological effects. So that's what we thought we would hone in on today in this video, to normalize some of these things. Yeah. And also so that you're not surprised when your body is reacting to the state of stress that it's in.
What you're going through is normal. Even though it doesn't feel normal, it's normal to going through a breakup.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the symptoms that you're going through, why it happens, and just so you have a better understanding of what's going on with yourself during such a difficult time.
Exactly. So first off, like I mentioned, your body is in a severe state of stress. And the reason is because you're separated from somebody that you viewed as a safety net. So on a biological and psychological level, back in the day, we are tribal and communal people. We feel safe when we're in connection with others. And so there's something very visceral inside of us that reacts when we're not with our partner. And so that is what your body is going through. We talk about this primal panic. It's that fear of when you lose your mom at the grocery store. I love that example because it's really that shock, and you can feel that pump of adrenaline when you think about your ex. And so a lot of these concepts are very similar. So that is what your body is going through.
And your body is releasing stress hormones, right? And so it's messing with your digestive system, and you're going to get all kinds of stomach aches and diarrhea, maybe throwing up. I've seen people throw up on a call before. Yeah. Not often. It's only happened a few times, but that's how bad it can be.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah. And so you have to understand that all of these physical changes are going to impact how you're feeling all day. You may be exhausted or super anxious, and you can't concentrate. I felt like I was in a fog all the time. That was one of the big things for me, is like I felt like I just couldn't think clearly. Maybe your anxiety gets so much that you start to have palpitations. You feel like, oh my gosh, and it's overwhelming, and you have to try and soothe yourself and calm yourself down. Your blood pressure is probably going up. Like I said, all the digestive issues. You may not be able to eat. You may have no appetite. I had no appetite.
Yeah.
I lost all kinds of weight.
Yeah, if you think about people who have pre-existing issues, like I had heartburn before this breakup. Now this breakup happened and my heartburn's 10 times worse. And so it can definitely exacerbate things that you're already experiencing health-wise.
Heartbreak and heartburn.
The worst combo.
Double whammy.
The double whammy. You might also be dealing with physiological effects of depression. So, as Craig mentioned, this low energy, and you could also feel this state of helplessness and hopelessness. So, this really impacts your functioning.
Yeah, depression is huge. And we often spend so much time beating ourselves up that, I think that guilt really is a big part of the depression, right? And so you're looking at everything that you did wrong and ruminating over all these things that you did wrong, and then it just makes you feel worse.
And you might think on some level, I messed up so bad that I am not deserving. And a lot of people in depressive states, they struggle to take care of themselves, yes, because of low energy, but also there's all these negative messages about themselves that are tied to that depression.
Now, most people, I think, don't eat when they're going through a breakup, but some people do say they eat for comfort. I had somebody recently tell me that, that they like the comfort eating. And so that may be you too, that it makes you feel better that you're eating. But your appetite is probably going to be affected.
Exactly. And then you have that typical image of the overeating ice cream after a breakup to make you feel better. So, yeah.
Just feeling exhausted all the time. Some people get headaches. For me, one of the biggest thing I felt like a gaping hole in my chest. It literally felt like a crater. And I don't even know how to describe it. It was such a weird feeling that it just felt like I had no chest. It was just a hole there. I don't know if you guys felt that, because it was so overwhelming for me. It's such a weird feeling. It's like a cannon shot me there. Blew out my guts.
Something you can't ignore. And also you might find yourself bursting into tears very quickly or with little provocation. And so that's another physiological effect, that you feel like you can't control the tears coming out of your eyes, which can be such a strange experience, because you might be in public places, you might be around friends and family, and you might have that sense of, I don't want them to see me like this.
Yeah.
That is your body reacting to what you're going through.
And then you're going to get dehydrated from losing all those tears.
That's very true. But, we're joking and laughing about it now, but a lot of these symptoms, if they are prolonged and if they persist over time, can really pose health risks. So if your appetite is affected and you're not properly nourishing your body, then your hair can start to be affected. Your hair can start to fall out over time. So a lot of these symptoms can reap, even deeper problems. And even, with circulation, and if you think about your heart health, what stress does to that. So we hope that throughout this video, you're getting also that self-care is a huge must during a breakup.
Yeah. We want you to take care of your mental health. So if you can get with a clinician in your area locally, sometimes colleges have free resources. Check in your area for any kind of agencies or extra resources that can help you through this time, because talking about it is the key. Honestly, I went to Margaret twice a week and I'd be in there for hours with her. Whatever time she had, she'd give me, because I was so bad. And that was the only thing that made me feel better, was talking about it and talking to her about it and trying to understand things and just getting it off my chest that had a giant hole in it.
Yeah.
So.
And there's so many treatment options out there for you. You don't have to go through this alone. And also, if you are experiencing a lot of these physical symptoms, it wouldn't hurt to go to a medical professional and, get something checked out if it's that serious. So.
Yep.
Use your resources, go see a medical provider if you're concerned.
You could get evaluated by a psychiatrist. Even if it's something temporary, it can make a big difference for you. Remember, you're going through a lot of physical, chemical changes, and it can help you and make you feel better in a difficult time.
Exactly.
All right. So, as you can see, you're going through a lot, and we probably missed some of the things you guys are going through. You could share them, leave some comments for us, and let us know if you like this video. Of course, if you want to get our help, you could do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype, and now Coach Victoria is doing Skype calls.
Yes, I'm excited to speak with you.
But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.